Welcome back to the Rankin Silence Review Show. It's the third week of December, and that means we have 2 Rankin Bass Christmas soundtracks left to review for the month. Now last week we reviewed the soundtrack to the 1969 Rankin Bass special, Frosty the Snowman, which left much to be desired to say the least. Now this week we'll be reviewing the soundtrack to the 1970 Rankin Bass Christmas special, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I love this special, and I love the songs in it, so I've been looking forward to this review for some time now. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into our review of the Rankin Bass Christmas special, 1970's Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Track number 1, Christmas Overture, composed by Jules Bass and Maury Laws, and performed by the Videograph Orchestra. Similar to the beginning of the Rudolph soundtrack, here we have a melody collage of instrumental snippets of the songs in the film. It's done very well and sets the mood perfectly. I give this one a 10 out of 10. The next track is called Santa Claus is Coming to Town, written by Haven Gillespie, composed by J. Fred Coots, arranged by Jules Bass and Maury Laws, and performed by Fred Astaire.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
The title track. This is one of those holiday staples that everybody knows, even if you've never seen the special before. It's embedded in the collective public consciousness just as much as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Absolutely delightful. I give this one another 10 out of 10. The next track is called The First Toy Maker to the King, written by Jules Bass and Maury Laws, composed by Maury Laws, and performed by Joan Gardner.
It's a difficult responsibility.
This song plays during the scene where Tanta Kringle is telling an adolescent Kris Kringle the story of how the Kringles were the first toy makers to the king. I always catch myself whistling this tune. Again, absolutely delightful. Another 10 out of 10. The next track is called No More Toy Makers to the King.
It's a difficult responsibility.
This is pretty much exactly the same as the previous song, with the only difference being a slight change in lyrics, as well as this one being performed by Paul Frees instead of Joan Gardner. I give this one another 10 out of 10. The next song is called Be Prepared to Pay, written by Maury Laws and Jules Bass, composed by Maury Laws, and performed by Mickey Rooney.
When you tell what you wish for in a whisper, be prepared to pay.
Now this song plays during the scene where Kris Kringle makes his way to town and encounters a group of kids and their school teacher and his future wife, Jessica. Not one of my absolute favorites, but I can say that I don't know. I say it's okay. I certainly do like it, even though it's not the best one on the soundtrack. I catch myself whistling it around the holidays from time to time whenever it pops into my head, usually after I've recently watched a special, or in anticipation of doing so. I give this one a 7 out of 10. The next song is called Put One Foot in Front of the Other, composed by Maury Laws, and written by Maury Laws and Jules Bass, and performed by Mickey Rooney and Keenan Wynn.
Put one foot in front of the other, and soon you...
Another delightful song here with an overtly infectious melody. This song plays right after Chris persuades the Winter Warlock to have a change of heart. You'll be whistling this jolly tune for the rest of the day once you hear it. I give this one another 10 out of 10. The next song is called My World is Beginning Today, written by Maury Laws and Jules Bass, composed by Maury Laws, and performed by Robbie Lester.
All the little cares picked along the way.
This is by far my favorite song in the entire film. Hell, it's my second favorite song in all of the Rankin Bass Christmas specials, right behind There's Always Tomorrow from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I really love this song. It had me mesmerized ever since I first heard it as a small child. The arrangement, melody, and lyrics are beautiful, and Robbie Lester's voice is so serene that you'll instantly find yourself in a state of calm with a warmth rushing over you. Now apparently with this film being released in 1970, right in the midst of the hippie movement, CBS and their affiliated sponsors deemed this song too counterculture for broadcast television, not because of the song itself, but because of the scene that accompanied it, where the musical montage has a lot of the tie-dye colors and trippy imagery, which executives thought would promote drug use like LSD and the like amongst children. Now, as ridiculous as that sounds today, that decision to censor this song and the segment of the film is a true disservice to this piece of work, and would reverberate from that generation into my own. I had this film on VHS, and it included this song and scene completely unedited and uncut, but if you were to watch it during its annual broadcast on CBS, then you never knew which version you would get. Although the network was less strict by that point in time, it being the 90s, there was always the possibility that you might see the censored version in any given year. I remember how much that pissed me off when I was a kid, and whenever that happened, I would just pop in my VHS version into the VCR and watch that one. Now, years later, when it would air on ABC Family in reruns, they usually played the uncut version, so I guess they finally came around. Now, every year when I work on production for Christmas beat tapes, I always sample this song. I've made like 4 beats with it at this point, and none of them has come out as good as I think they could, so this year I'm back at it again. What an absolutely wonderful song that can be played during the holiday season or even outside of the holiday season as a standalone piece. It's that good. I give this one another 10 out of 10. The next song is called What Better Way to Tell You, performed by Fred Astaire. A nice song here that plays during the wedding of Chris and Jessica. Personally, I don't find it to be as strong as some of the previous songs, especially the one before this, but it's short, sweet, and to the point, and is a great fit for the scene it takes place in. I give this one a 6 out of 10. And the final song is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the Reprise, performed by Fred Astaire and the Westminster Children's Choir.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
As I just said, this is a reprise of the title track, this time with the children's choir performing alongside Fred Astaire. Other than that, there's not much difference from the original version from the beginning of the film. Just as perfect a song to end with as it was to begin with. I give this one another 10 out of 10. So, overall, this was a short soundtrack, just like the Rudolph soundtrack, and just like most of the soundtracks to the Rankin Bass Christmas specials. But nevertheless, there are a lot of classics contained within this album. I don't really have too much else to say other than I highly recommend it, and I highly recommend the special, which I will be doing a review of the actual special this week on my other review channel. If anyone's interested in that, that drops today and the link will be below. Overall, I don't really have much else to say. I highly recommend this, and I give it a full 10 out of 10. I'd like to take this time to thank my editor for all his hard work, and to thank you all as well for your time. I sincerely appreciate it. I know this review was short, but I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me next week as I have something a little bit different planned to end off this month of reviews. Until then, everyone, enjoy your winter, enjoy December, enjoy Christmas, and take care of yourself and each other, and be safe. Goodbye.